Well, thank you all again very much, ladies and gentlemen. I do want to say a special happy Mother's Day to my mom, who's watching from home in Annapolis, Maryland. So happy Mother's Day, Mom. And I want to say happy Mother's Day to my wife, Susan, who's at home with our three girls. It is first of all, Griffin and I will be home first thing in the morning. We'll be there for by lunchtime. So just happy Mother's Day to my wife of our four children. And I just want to continue with saying thank you to Jeff. Jeff Duncan's just been a great partner in this event, and working with him and his professional staff has just been a real treat. And I know a lot of you contacted them directly, and they are just awesome. The South Carolina Freedom Summit is the third in our series. First we did New Hampshire, and then Iowa, and now we're here at the magnificent Peace Center, which is just absolutely stunning here in Greenville. And our lineup of great conservative leaders speaking today is our best yet. These men and women make me proud to be a conservative. This group today is strong. This group is diverse. This group is here to shape the policy debate in the lead up to the all-important South Carolina primary early next year. When you compare our group with their counterparts on the left, you'll see a dramatic difference. It's a difference that the mainstream media doesn't want to talk about, so I will. Today, you're going to hear from a former Fortune 500 CEO who exemplifies success and is a leading woman in America. You'll hear from a conservative governor who's been elected 3 times in a blue state. You'll hear from United States senators who are advocating for innovative and bold reforms in Washington. You'll hear from the first Indian American governor ever elected in the United States. And you'll hear from a world-renowned African American brain surgeon. And you're going to hear from a former United Nations ambassador, and you're going to hear from an icon of American business and entrepreneurship. These men and women all believe in American exceptionalism, and that our best days are yet to come, and that we are still that shining city on the hill. Ronald Reagan said, and I quote, "Freedom is never more than one generation away from extinction. We didn't pass it on to our children in the bloodstream. It must be fought for, protected, and handed on for them to do the same." And that's why we're all here today, as patriotic conservative activists, to ensure that the freedom and opportunity we all grew up with will still be here when our children and our grandchildren are grown. Because this is not guaranteed. We must be vigilant and see to it that the American dream survives for future generations. Now, back in 2008, Barack Obama told us he was going to fundamentally transform America. Well, 6.5 years later, only 18 more months to go. But now we all understand what he was talking about. For Obama, it all started with slowly but surely chipping away at our God-given liberties, a daily assault on the family, the free market economy, and our men and women in uniform. I've had enough, and I can't wait for 18 more months. But here today, we must rededicate ourselves to stopping Obama and the left's massive government intrusion into our lives. We must always safeguard and cherish these sacred liberties and never take them for granted again. Because I have to tell you, the next round of liberals coming down the pike is worse than Barack Obama. Just look at Bernie Sanders and Hillary Clinton. Ladies and gentlemen, it's no time for another Clinton. Hillary Clinton's ultra left wing liberal agenda is more dangerous than Barack Obama's. She actually wants to restrict our sacred First Amendment, our free speech rights, with a new constitutional amendment that would essentially overturn the First Amendment. I can tell you, I will not stand for that. As we all know, the Clintons are synonymous with the words scandal. As a person who investigated the Clintons in their White House in the 90s, I can tell you that the latest scandals involving her missing emails, big foreign money donations to the Clinton Foundation in exchange for government favors is extremely dangerous. And it almost makes me think I'm reading the papers back from 1996 because that's what they were doing then when they were in the White House. It is a clear-cut conflict of interest, and these deals could jeopardize our national security, and they may already have. There needs to be a criminal investigation into these allegations now. I actually hope there is a grand jury somewhere looking into this right now, because there needs to be. In the meantime, conservatives must limit the damage as we head into the last 18 months of the Obama administration. Barack Obama has enacted much of his agenda, like Obamacare and amnesty, through shady legislative maneuvering or by executive fiat. The centralized government in Washington has inserted itself into the lives of everyday Americans like never before. It regulates more of what we do and how we live our lives. It spends more than anyone ever thought possible, and it takes more of our money in taxes than any government in history. Instead of doing a few constitutionally mandated things well, like securing our borders, our government now does too many things, and all of them poorly. Our country is mired in this great darkness. Our Hollywood-infused culture is vulgar, it's frivolous, and it's profane. It no longer values life or human dignity. It mocks religious scripture and treats traditional values and those who still hold them as objects of ridicule. It calls traditional values offensive and exalts the obscene. Our federal government has become the nightmare that our founding fathers warned us about, but we can reverse it. And you must get involved in order to save America. As Edmund Burke once said, and I quote, "The only thing necessary for the triumph of evil is for good men to do nothing." All of us have heard that before, and all of us need to wake up every day and make sure we're not standing idle. But we know, like Ronald Reagan, that America's best days are ahead of us. And we know that if we work to restore American values and American liberty, that we can fix our problems. Our values are too strong, and our fellow citizens are too good to be defeated. As you know, our economy is still struggling. Obama's economic policies have failed miserably. Crony capitalists work hand in hand with government bureaucrats to secure favors and special treatment while hardworking Americans are on the short end. President Obama and the liberal elites in Washington don't value an honest day's work and instead think government dependency, government handouts are the best we can do as a nation. And I reject that. I think we know a better way. Conservatives know that if we unleash the economic power of the free market, that America's economy will be great once again. Our national leaders and policies must empower people to succeed in life. No government program can give somebody the dignity that comes with earning a paycheck and supporting their family. Our hope for a better tomorrow must rest in the free enterprise system and the knowledge that it is the only way to build lasting prosperity. Under Obama and his administration, our foreign policy has become an utter disgrace. We are far less secure today and far less respected around the world since Barack Obama took office. Barack Obama and Hillary Clinton's record on national security has been dismal. It has been an utter failure. Whether it's ISIS, Iran, Russia, Benghazi, or our relationship with Israel. Freedom, freedom, no matter how hard we fight for it, will be meaningless if we cannot defend that freedom. During the Clinton and Obama administration, America has become weaker, limping from one international crisis to another while our enemies grow bolder. The tyrants of the world today are no different than the tyrants of the past. They are all at heart cowards who fear the cleansing power of liberty above all else. America must once again be a fearless champion of that freedom all around the world. The unprecedented lineup of American leaders here today will be the ones who formulate these policies with your guidance that will get America back on the right track at home and abroad. These leaders cannot win this fight alone. They need Americans all across this great nation to join with them if we are going to save America. There is nothing stopping us from making America great once again. And let's start with a change of leadership in Washington. We can restore our economic, social, and religious liberties. Let the effort begin here and now. Liberty is a gift given to us by God, and therefore the government cannot take it away. But we must be ready to fight to keep it. Thank you, and God bless America.